Before the Ghostbusters there was this strange animated attempt. The 1986 Ghostbusters cartoon wasn't based on the famous movie, it was tied to a forgotten 1970s live-action series. That confused kids everywhere. Instead of Peter Venkman or Slimer, fans got Jake Kong Jr., Eddie Spencer Jr., and a talking gorilla named Tracy battling bizarre spirits. The problem? Audiences expected proton packs and iconic movie heroes, but got something completely different. Despite creative villains and wacky plots, ratings crashed. Still, collectors and die-hard cartoon fans consider it a cult curiosity. It wasn't what people wanted, but it left behind one of the weirdest legacies in 80s animation history. Do you remember this odd cartoon? Comment below. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, 1985. What happens when wrestlers become cartoons? Total chaos. In 1985, Hulk Hogan was the biggest superstar in the world, so networks tried cashing in with Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. The show featured Hogan and his good guy team fighting against villains led by Rowdy Roddy Piper. On paper, it sounded epic, but here's the catch. None of the wrestlers voiced themselves. Kids instantly noticed, and the magic faded. While it gave hilarious adventures and exaggerated wrestling rivalries, critics slammed it for being too goofy. Still, the cartoon kept Hogan's fame skyrocketing in pop culture. It wasn't a long-lasting hit, but it remains a unique piece of wrestling history. Did you ever watch this wild cartoon crossover? Drop your thoughts. Hit subscribe for more awesome retro stories. The Get Along Gang 1984. A cartoon built on kindness, maybe too much kindness. The Get Along Gang 1984 followed a group of animal friends, Montgomery Moose, Dottie Dog, and others, who always tried to solve problems the right way. The show was designed to teach teamwork, friendship, and positive values. But here's the problem. Audiences thought it was overly sweet and moral-heavy. While colorful, fun, and filled with catchy songs, kids wanted action-packed stories, not endless lessons. Still, it gained a short burst of popularity, with toys, books, and even a comic series. Today, it's remembered as one of the many lesson-first cartoons of the 80s that didn't survive the ratings war. Do you remember this odd cartoon? Comment below. Snorks, 1984. What if Smurfs lived under the sea? That was the idea. Snorks 1984 introduced colorful underwater creatures with snorkel-like tubes on their heads. Created by Freddie Monachdam, the show was clearly meant to rival the Smurfs. The Snorks lived in Snorkland, swam fast, and even used their snorkels as tools. While fun and imaginative, audiences saw it as a weaker copy of Smurfs. Despite lasting 4 seasons, it never reached the same success. Still, with characters like All-Star Seaworthy and Casey Kelp, it gave fans some charming adventures. Today, it's remembered as one of Hanna-Barbera's many experiments that didn't quite make a cultural splash. Did you ever watch the Snorks instead of Smurfs? Comment below. Hit subscribe for more forgotten 80s cartoon gems. Pac-Man 1982. The biggest video game in the world became a Saturday cartoon. In 1982, Hanna-Barbera turned Pac-Man into a full TV show. The cartoon followed Pac-Man, his wife Pepper Pac-Man, and their family living in Pac-Land while battling the Ghost Gang, Blinky, Pinky, Inky, Clyde, and Sue. It was colorful, goofy, and loaded with slapstick humor. At first, kids loved it because Pac-Man fever was everywhere. But soon, the thin plots and repetitive chase scenes wore out audiences. Ratings dropped, and by 1983, the faded. Still, it was the very first cartoon ever based on a video game, which makes it historically important. Did you ever tune in to Pac-Man's adventures? Drop your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more retro cartoon throwbacks. Ulysses 31, 1981. Imagine Greek mythology, but in space. Ulysses 31, 1981, was one of the most unique cartoons of the decade. A French-Japanese co-production, it reimagined Odysseus, here called Ulysses, as a space explorer cursed by the gods. Stranded in the 31st century, he traveled with his son Telemachus, robot companion Nono, and a mysterious crew trying to return home. The show mixed epic myths with futuristic settings, giving kids cosmic battles, Greek monsters, and moral lessons. Though it gained a cult following in Europe, it never fully caught on in the US. Its daring mix of mythology and sci-fi still makes it one of the strangest 80s experiments. Do you remember this intergalactic adventure? Comment below. Fire, subscribe for more amazing forgotten cartoons. The Biskitts, 1983. Tiny dogs, big adventures. Sounds cute, right? The Biskitts, 1983, featured a kingdom of small talking dogs who lived on Biskit Island. They protected their land and treasures from the evil King Max while helping other animals. Clearly inspired by the Smurfs, the show had charm, but failed to stand out. Critics called it Smurfs with dogs, and audiences quickly lost interest. Despite fun characters like Shiner and Lady, the cartoon couldn't escape low ratings and ended after just one season. Still, it had toys, books, and remains a nostalgic memory for die-hard Saturday morning fans. Did you ever see this cartoon during your childhood? Share below. Fire, hit subscribe for more rare 80s cartoon stories. Dino-Riders, 1988. Dinosaurs with lasers. What could go wrong? Dino-Riders, 1988, gave kids an epic mix of sci-fi and prehistory. The cartoon followed the heroic Valerians, who landed on prehistoric Earth and used special amp necklaces to communicate with dinosaurs. Their enemies, the evil Rulons, strapped laser cannons onto T-Rex and Triceratops, creating unforgettable battles. Despite jaw-dropping toy tie-ins from Tycho, the show lasted only 14 episodes. Why? It was seen as one giant commercial for toys, and parents complained. Still, the toy line became legendary, making Dino-Riders one of the most remembered failed cartoons of the 80s. Would you have loved dinosaurs with high-tech weapons? Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more forgotten cartoon legends. Saturday Supercade, 1983. Your favorite arcade games brought to life, but not for long. Saturday Supercade was a bold experiment, turning arcade hits into cartoons. The show featured segments with Donkey Kong, Q*bert, Frogger, Pitfall Harry, and more. At first, kids loved seeing their games animated, but the execution felt messy. Some characters barely resembled their game versions, and storylines were thin. While innovative for its time, it didn't hold up against other polished 80s cartoons. Still, it holds a special place as one of the earliest attempts to adapt video games into TV shows, paving the way for future hits. Did you ever watch Donkey Kong chase Mario here? Drop a comment. Hit subscribe for more retro animation flashbacks. Inhumanoids, 1986. Giant monsters, horror vibes, and way too scary for kids. Inhumanoids, 1986, was one of the darkest cartoons of the decade. The story followed EarthCore, a team of scientists battling terrifying underground monsters like Decompose, who could turn humans into zombies with a single touch. The show had horror elements, grotesque villains, and surprisingly violent themes for a children's cartoon. Parents complained it was too frightening, and censors stepped in. While toy sales tried to boost its popularity, it ended quickly. Despite its short life, fans still praise it as one of the boldest, creepiest experiments of 80s animation. Did Inhumanoids scare you as a kid? Tell us below. Fire! Don't forget to subscribe for more shocking 80s cartoons.